The time is 6 minutes to 7. Now, bonfire night's coming and firefighters in England are going on strike for 4 days, but they'll end it the night before Guy Fawkes. Tam McFarlane's an official for the South West Fire Brigades Union. Good morning to you.
Good morning, John.
Why? This is yet another one.
Well, I'm afraid that the plans getting put forward by the government are quite simply unworkable. You know, they're trying to tear up our pensions and impose a new one, which is a normal pension age of 60. This is despite them having their own report, which says that 2/3 of firefighters will not be able to pass the fitness tests at that age. That means 2/3 of firefighters could face the sack rather than getting their pension. That's quite simply unworkable.
Right, but what they also say is that under the new scheme, nearly 3/4 of firefighters would see no change in their pension age in 1915, and a firefighter who earns 29,000 would retire after a full career, age 60, with a 19,000 a year pension rising to 26,000 with the state pension. A lot of people would say that's not bad.
I'm afraid that the government is putting forward spin and waffle inconsistently.
Well, is that right? Are those figures right or not?
It's true that 30% of firefighters currently working will not be affected by these changes, but they'll still be in the picket lines this weekend. And the reason for that is this. They know that these plans are unworkable and they're unsafe. This is a time when common sense trumps all the statistics. Nobody believes that 60-year-old firefighters can do the job we do in the numbers that we do. Everyone accepts that. I mean, it's quite simply a case that the government plans they're putting forward will not work for the fire and rescue service, and they need to think again.
Can I give you another little statistic that they offer, which is that a private pension pot, if you wanted to get an equivalent sum out of a private pension scheme, would have to hold more than £500,000 and would have required its holder to contribute twice as much as firefighters.
John, a pension's not a pension if you can't access it. And I'll go back to the point, the government know that 2/3 of firefighters will not be able to pass the fitness standards, yet they're still pressing ahead and imposing a pension scheme with a normal pension age of 60. But you know, firefighters aren't on strike in Scotland, in Northern Ireland or in Wales. Why? Because those governments are doing things differently. They're talking to the union and putting plans in place to deal with it. It is only Westminster government that is forcing this through. I'm afraid firefighters in England feel betrayed by this government. They treated us with utter contempt. Last week, we had a meeting with the minister. The minister had promised us a deal, only for us to arrive at that meeting and she's telling us she's imposing the same deal that's been on the table for over a year. That is grossly irresponsible. The government needs to think again. These plans are unworkable and frankly they're unsafe.
Doesn't it worry you that firefighters have always had been held in very high regard by the British public, and you're going to damage your reputation by this sort of endless striking?
Well, striking in the fire service is clearly very much a last resort, and I believe we have got public support. You know, I was in a picket line at Yeovil quite recently, and a young woman came to the picket line to thank the watch that was standing by next to that brazier, because that watch had cut her mum free from a car the week before. She thanked us for doing that, and she also thanked us for taking the action and protecting the fire and rescue service. She supported us. The overwhelming majority of the public support us, because the overwhelming majority of the public accept that 60-year-old firefighters will not be able to do the job that we currently do.
Just a very quick thought, though. If someone dies as a result of a strike, it'll be a very different story, won't it?
Well, we are getting assured that the resilience plans that are in place are robust.
All right.
We can only go by that.
Tam McFarlane, thanks a lot.
3 minutes.